Hello, everyone. I'm the Sports Wiz 101, and today I'll be giving you my predictions for Week 16 of the NFL season. So, predict all these games set to take place this coming week, coming off a 13-3 week last week. We will look to keep it going, and we will look to even improve on that. So, we'll see if we can do that, starting with the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. It was originally the Thursday night game, but now it's the first game to be flexed out of the Thursday night slot. Sounds like it's going to be Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting for Cleveland. And with that in mind, I think Cincinnati is not going to have much trouble with the Browns. So I'll take the Bengals to win. All right, moving on, we have the two Saturday games that take place this week. First one sees my Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans. So there was some question about whether or not Mahomes would play this week after he suffered an ankle injury in the win over the Browns last Sunday. Does sound like he should be able to go. And it does also sound like the Chiefs will get another weapon back for Mahomes. Hollywood Brown expected to play on Saturday after he was injured on the first play of the preseason. So we'll see how this offense looks with the new weapon there. And ultimately, I think that the defense will have a good game against this Texans offense, and I think the Chiefs get a win as they look to try to lock up home field. Steelers and Ravens. Pittsburgh has the opportunity to lock up the AFC North. All they gotta do is they gotta go to Baltimore and beat the Ravens. Now, Pittsburgh, they've done about as well against Lamar Jackson as anyone, really. Lamar cannot really say he's had that many good games against the Steelers. But here, I think Baltimore comes out of it with the win. I think the defense for the Ravens plays well, especially if George Pickens isn't able to go. I'm not entirely sure about what his status is for that game, but if he's not able to go, I think that's massive advantage for Baltimore. I think they would do just enough to take down the Steelers. Moving on, it's the Titans and the Colts. Titans are eliminated. The Colts could join them soon, especially if they fail to win this one. Colts, they pretty much have to win out and hope for a bunch of help if they're going to make the playoffs. And I think that Titan offense, it's not a good offense. I think the Colts defense will have some success against them. And I think you could see the Colts just come out ahead in this one. So yeah, give me the Colts over the Titans. Patriots and Bills going at it in Buffalo. I mean, come on, at this point, how can you pick against the Buffalo Bills? They are probably the hottest team in football, even though they're not really on a win streak. They won their last game against the Lions, sure. But the game before that, they lose. That being said, you look at that offense especially. Is the hottest offense in football. How can you bet against that offense with the role they're on? New England, maybe they can keep it somewhat of a game, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo to win. They're going to stay in the race for home field, at least going into Week 17. Next, Broncos-Chargers. This is the game they got flexed into the Thursday night slot. Chargers coming off of a disappointing loss to the Buccaneers. Not just because they lost that game, but because they got blown out effectively. 40-17 against the Buccaneers for a team that usually can depend on their defense. But here, I think the defense for the Chargers gets back on track. They play more like you would expect them to. And I think Herbert has himself a decent game, leading to a Charger victory. Now, Denver could win this game, lock up a playoff spot. Even if that doesn't happen, they could still make the playoffs. Heck, we could see a scenario where all 7 AFC teams are locked in. I don't see it happening personally, because as you can see, I've got the Bengals winning, I've got the Colts winning. But the scenario still exists. I should probably at least make a note of that. See if that scenario comes true this week. Jaguars and Raiders. A lot of people aren't really going to care about this game. I'll take Jacksonville. Because, the Raiders... What is there positive to say about the Raiders at this point? At least it feels like Jacksonville can still score plenty of points. But I got not much really positive to say about the Raiders. I guess just that Brock Bowers seems like a pretty good tight end. That's about it. At least Jacksonville, I can depend on them to score. I'm going to take them to win in a mild upset. Rams and Jets going at it. Rams currently in the driver's seat when it comes to the NFC West. Now they go across the country to take on the New York Jets, who have had a very disappointing season. And I think the disappointment continues here. Give me the Rams. I think they have a good day offensively, leading them to a win. 49ers and Dolphins. This is my upset of the week. I'm taking the 49ers. There seems to be a lot of chaos in the 49er camp as of late, but I do look back at what this 49er team does well. They typically have a great run game, and that's pretty much what you want to do if you're going to attack the Dolphin defense. They've got a pretty decent passing defense. Where you want to attack them tends to be in the run game. And I think the 49ers can do plenty of that. And I think they get the win. They get the upset of the week right there. Lions and Bears going at it in Chicago. Detroit has basically their entire defense injured at this point. That's the only thing that's making me think the Bears might win this game. But ultimately, I do think I'm going to bet on the Lions, on Dan Campbell's team, to score enough against the Bears that it won't even matter. So I'll take the Lions. Giants and Falcons. It's going to be a new quarterback under center for the Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. will be the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons going up against the New York Giants. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Ultimately, even with the change at quarterback, I still trust the Falcon offense more than the Giants. So I'll take Atlanta. Eagles and Commanders. Eagles, a chance to lock up the NFC East, and I think they do just that. I'm not betting against this team anytime soon. I don't know about any of you guys, but now they go to Washington. Another team that has a pretty good chance at the postseason. Washington gave them a good fight for about 3 quarters when they met in Philadelphia, but Philly was eventually able to run away with it possibly quite literally with how they were able to use Saquon at the end. I think that maybe something similar happens here. The Eagles win it going away in the fourth quarter. Cardinals and Panthers. Panthers were a bit disappointing last week. Cardinals, they've got to win this game in order to keep any chances they have in the West alive. I think they do, but I don't think it's going to come easy. It doesn't ever really feel like the Cardinals are that good when they have to play in Charlotte. But I do think they do just enough to get the road win over the Panthers. Vikings and Seahawks. Seattle, usually a pretty good home field advantage. But yeah, I'm picking against it right here. Seattle, it seems, got a decent amount of injuries on the offensive side. And by decent, I'm mostly referring to two injuries, Kenneth Walker and Geno Smith. Walker, he's missed the last couple of games. And then Geno, he left the game last Sunday against the Packers with an injury. To me, I'm taking the team that seems to have more healthy key pieces available, and that's Minnesota. Sunday night game is Buccaneers and Cowboys. I'll take Tampa. I think they move the ball at ease against the Cowboys. It's going to be pretty easy for Tampa Bay to move the ball. I don't think it's going to be quite so easy for Dallas. I think this is a convincing Buccaneers victory. And then finally, the Monday night game is the Saints and the Packers. I'll take Green Bay at Lambeau against a Saints team quarterbacked by whoever, with a bunch of weapons missing, maybe even Alvin Kamara. Yeah, I think the Packers should rather easily win this game and earn their spot in the NFC playoffs. But there you go. Oh, by the way, that Packers game is my lock of the week. But there you go. There's my picks for Week 16 on the NFL playoffs. Or of the NFL season, excuse me. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more to come in the following weeks. I've been the Sports Wiz 101, and I will see you all later.